thought the last episode was wild? Baby, since yesterday, this thing done grew a whole new head. Congress dumped more Epstein emails. Trump's hollering, hoax! Bill Clinton's press guy saying, these emails prove he did nothing and knew nothing, and the internet is stuck on one line. Trump, blowing Bubba. We gon' get there. Sit down. So here's where we left off. Jeffrey Epstein, discount Bond villain with a sex offender label, was already emailing folks saying Trump knew about the girls and was the dog that hasn't barked. Now the new emails say even more. Epstein bragging like my 20-year-old girlfriend in '93 that after 2 years I gave to Donald. Not introduced. Not sit up on a nice dinner. Gave to Donald like she a party favor in a gift basket. And in the same breath, he's offering a reporter photos of Donald and girls in bikinis in my kitchen. We don't even know if those photos exist, but look at the energy of that sentence. This man ran his life like a one-man HR complaint. Then in other emails, Epstein's calling Trump borderline insane, hinting at early dementia, worst person I've ever known, and dangerous. Now when Jeffrey Epstein says you are the worst person he's ever known, that's not an insult, that's a Yelp review from hell. And it gets messier. You got emails where Epstein says Trump spent hours at his house with a trafficking victim, never got a massage, but knew about the girls and asked Elaine to stop. Now, that's Epstein's version. Trump's out here saying he knows nothing, did nothing, sex offender who, and calls the whole thing a Democrat hoax. So on one side, you got a dead sex offender taking shots from the grave. On the other side, you got a former president yelling, fake news, from a podium. And in the middle, real victims who actually got hurt while these two were busy protecting their reputations. Now let's invite Vladimir Putin into this clown car. New emails show Epstein bragging to international folks like, tell Putin that Lavrov can talk to me to understand Trump. Look here. If your foreign policy advisor is a registered sex offender trying to sell himself as the Trump whisperer to the Kremlin, baby, that's not diplomacy. That's a deleted scene from a bad spy movie. Epstein out here like, forget your intelligence services, Mr. Putin. You want to know how to handle Donald? Call the sex trafficker. And now, the email that got the whole internet clutching its pearls. In 2018, Epstein's brother Mark writes him an email about Trump and Steve Bannon and just casually drops, ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. Phew. One sentence, whole world stops. Bubba is a nickname a lot of people use for Bill Clinton, so the internet went straight to DEFCON. What now? Memes, think pieces, SNL jokes, everybody trying to decode that one line. Now, important, we ain't seen no photos. Nobody proved that thing ever happened. For all we know, Mark was being nasty, joking, or talking trash. But baby, if your private family emails got you speculating about Putin holding pictures of Trump doing something wild to someone who might be Clinton. That's not a political scandal, that's a nuclear group chat. And what does Bill Clinton say in all this? His spokesman steps out like, these emails prove Bill Clinton did nothing and knew nothing. The rest is noise. That's the political version of, I ain't in it, I didn't see it, stop saying my name. So now you got Epstein's brother joking or hinting about Trump blowing Bubba, the internet hearing Bubba equals Bill Clinton, and Clinton's camp yelling, absolutely not. And while we're here, I would like the record to reflect nothing and knew nothing. Trump, meanwhile, says, I know nothing about these comments, hoax, witch hunt, Democrat scam. And then this is the kicker, he turns around and tells his Attorney General Pam Bondi, go investigate their ties to Epstein, Clinton, Democrats, tech billionaires, all of them. So now the U.S. Justice Department is officially poking into Clinton's Epstein history because Trump is mad about Epstein's emails that Epstein wrote about Trump. Baby, that's not justice. That's Uno reverse card with subpoenas. And just since yesterday, Bondi announced a federal probe into Epstein's ties to Trump's political enemies, with Bill Clinton's name right at the top of the list. Clinton's team clapped back, saying, these emails prove he did nothing and knew nothing, the rest is a distraction. Late night and SNL out here doing whole routines on Trump blowing Bubba and Epstein calling Trump dangerous and the worst person he's ever known. And Congress is still fighting over whether to drop all the Epstein files, even though every new batch just makes everybody look worse. At this point, the whole government looked like it needs holy water and a hard reboot. Here's the thing though, we got emails where Epstein claims Trump knew about the girls. We got emails where Epstein's brother writes about Trump blowing Bubba. We got Epstein bragging about giving a 20-year-old girlfriend to Trump, offering bikini photos and pitching Trump intel to the Kremlin. But what we don't have not yet is a judge banging a gavel saying, you did this and here's the sentence. So right now it's a nasty stew of verified emails, unproven claims, political revenge, and a whole lot of powerful people acting like they just wandered into Epstein's world by accident. If Moms Mabley was here, she'd probably lean back and say, now baby, when your scandal got Trump, Clinton, Putin, a sex offender, and a brother talking about blowing Bubba in the same email thread, either somebody is lying or the truth is so ugly it put a bag over its own head. And through all of this, the real story is still the same. A rich predator got away with horror for years, while presidents, princes, billionaires, and bankers treated him like a VIP, and now everybody's playing dumb, pointing fingers at each other. So keep your eyes open, baby, because every time they drop a new stack of emails, they tell on themselves just a little bit more.